Ancient does to a Mirage. If they'd won them 3-0, I would have said they would have got it 3-0, but probably not if it goes to Inferno. Let's get Rosalicus to Moses. GG.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bit has the first kill already. NAVI taken down inside of middle, so a good start again for Navi, and he'll back off on catwalk. The position at bench is now taken away and covered off as the bomb is also going to work up from connector right now. Shiro, Hobbit, and Exile that are looking to try and pinch onto the A site, Jason. And the first shot coming back out from Shiro is a successful one. So is Exile. Simple's gone.
Yeah, and Boomich has an impossible task. Look at all the angles he's got to worry about. Even if he gets that kill, peek from Palace surely would have ended him. Bit's gonna start trying to claw this back. It's a 2 versus 3. No kit, no armor on Perfecto, and ooh, the murder hole. He's gonna go through it as soon as Bit steps up to the plate and leads the way.
Bit stepping the way back around in the jungle, exposed to Shiro, but knowing that he's in there, he turns around, and Simple, with a supporting act by throwing the nade, gets Bit the kill on the headshot. It's Inters that still waits inside of Palace, however, and he can just wait to peek back out. However, Hobbit's gonna peek instead, and Inters, he might just win the round AFK here. I think he's disconnected. I don't know if you noticed, he was kind of sliding on my screen.
He's full focus. No, maybe he is.
Sure. Yeah, he is AFK. He I don't know if you saw it, but the player model was actually like doing the ice skating thing when it legs out. So he wins the round being AFK. There you go. Not bad. That's a decent bomb plant. He'll go down with the bomb, but guess what? It's pistol round. It doesn't really matter that much, so I imagine we're going to get a timeout straight away. And that might give me a chance to, I think, well, us a chance, in fact, to speak a little bit more as well about, you know, this whole online era debate that we've had a few times. Careful now, observer. You don't want to put the password on there. Trust me, not a good idea. As yeah, no, I think the interesting thing is, okay, sure, when we get back to LAN, you can settle the score, but I don't buy this whole, well, Gambit's the best team in the world right now, but as soon as they're on LAN, they're not going to be good. Or, oh, Navi's the better LAN team. Okay, that's partly true. Yes, Navi has more LAN experience, Jason, but I think that as well, it's been a while, and there's going to be an adjustment period for everyone. And okay, yes, I'll think it levels it back up, and I'll give Navi a better chance. I don't think Gambit's just suddenly going to be terrible either. Like I say, there's going to be an adjustment for everyone. It's been so long now. And in some ways, I think the teams that have been playing in their offices and in gaming environments in that way will have actually a little bit less time to adjust, because typically speaking, as we know with the quote-unquote players union, a lot of the equipment is standardized in that sense.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I would tend to agree. I don't think we're going to see any crazy drop off, but I mean, I don't know. For me, like, the whole conversation is kind of not even worth having until we see the results in this first LAN.
Yeah,
I'm just excited to see which of the teams are able to kind of pick up, or any team's able to pick up where we left off like a year ago. Is Gambit able to keep up what they've done here? But you can say that same question about Heroic. You could say that same question about Virtus Pro. You could say that same question about a lot of teams.
I think as well, a lot of it comes down to, you know, guys like Simple. I'll use him as the example, or even Electronic. You know, most of the Navi top, you know, Astralis, certainly you can use the argument. They're more motivated to play online, and I think it was.
You mean on LAN?
On land, sorry, yes. What am I saying? In front of a crowd, and we saw that quote yesterday. I forget who said it now
Kerrigan.
already. Kerrigan, thank you. Yeah, we realized we want to play in front of a crowd. So you could say there's a demotivation online, and maybe Gambit doesn't have that because they're new and up and coming. But again, the adjustment period's there, and they're going to be just as motivated when they do get to LAN. And I think without the crowd, that adjustment period can be pretty quick. So I'm not as quick to say that. Oh well, as soon as they're on LAN, a whole different story. Navi's suddenly the favorite. It's still going to be about what happens in the server. And yeah, I don't read the drop off to be as bad as people think.
Well, I think that this stretch of online Counter-Strike that we've had to play after, what, 5 years of being like purely on LAN, or 4 years of being purely LAN tournaments, you know, it obviously really affects the teams going into that online phase who are already at the top. Like, there's nothing good that can come from it for those teams that are already established at the top. And it just introduced a variety of obstacles, I think, in terms of, like you said, motivation, you know, games that feel stale because it's all online and it's all going back to something that we didn't want to mess with anymore. So it'll be interesting to see which teams can overcome those obstacles and which teams just snap back and get focused immediately. And that's all going to be fun to discover starting next week, because I think we're going to have a lot more LANs come back soon after Cologne. 1-0 for Gambit after the pistol. 3 deagles for Navi in the second round as we get unpaused. And the scout on Simple, Famas on Bit. Here we go. 3-1-1 out of T-spawn for Gambit. Hobbit in middle, already kind of poking up connector. Exile in the B-holes. 2 players ramp, 1 player palace for the Gambit attack.
Shot out from the AK. To be thrown toward the balcony, but they'll back away from that. Players limping and wounded from the exchange. Exile down to 29, Simple on 7, but meanwhile back in middle, Bit and NAVI involved in an exchange that Bit has to avenge his teammate in. Meanwhile, bomb to be planted, and Shiro's already getting aggressive as well towards CT spawn. See if he can make any contribution to hold the CTs off. Again, having won the pistol round, the CTs don't have a lot to work with, so Electronic and Perfecto trying to make this work with the Deagles in hand, and Exakills might be the benefits at this point, and he has realized that Hobbit's trying to go. Hobbit realizes he's spotted, runs away. Shiro doesn't. He's up for it. It's a scrappy man, that Shiro. Nice shot, Perfecto. Inter's gone, and now we do have the round over, but does he? No, I was gonna say, does he keep the other 2 players close enough to the bomb? No, they're long gone. It's the Daydream player Hobbit that was left to babysit.
There we go, 2-0. If you're just joining us, obviously you can see the stars up on the screen. Gambit leading the series 2-1. They had the benefit of a 1-map head start in this best-of-5 grand finals. NAVI played a grueling series earlier today, a 3-mapper against Team Spirit to book themselves a ticket in these grand finals. And then faced with the daunting task of losing Ancient and having to win 3 in a row if they want to win the CIS RMR hosted by StarLadder. Simple in the window, gonna timing spam. Not connect with anything. And Gambit's got control of top mid.
Simple with Molotov extinguished inside smoke. As he's still had that in the position, so mistiming. They'll put another one up and try and deter his position. Even sees the nade coming through, runs a little bit forward to take less damage from it, so he still exists with 84 inside of the window. Shot toward the box is not gonna land. Flash to go out toward middle, and that'll hopefully help NAVI work his way back up a little more. I say that, and of course NAVI's fully blinded, and we can see him shielding his eyes as the bleach hit the back of his eye sockets, but he's got his vision back now, and he'll take down Electronic and Boomich, and that's a bunch of money, honey, on that Mac 10.
That Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy. Young Daddy. Young Mac Daddy.
Young Mac Daddy. Bomb site's lost. Perfecto rotating over. And Exile's just, you know, not missing any details. Finds 1 more kill towards mid. Safety of the bomb plant. NAVI's got to find a 3rd kill with the Mac 10. You're right. A lot of bonus cash built up. And Perfecto gives away the game with a footstep and drops immediately afterwards. So money in the hands of NAVI means they're going to have an AWP on Simple. Rifles will come out. And Gambit up to a 3-0 start into this first gun round.
Yeah, good start indeed, as now we'll see if NAVI can respond. Mirage has been closely contested between the two, 16-11, 16-11 in favor of NAVI, and then, or excuse me, in favor of Gambit, and then NAVI responded to the final map of the group stage. Hero. Top of middle, but Bit's gonna get boosted inside of the vent and ladder room. That's going to allow him to get up on catwalk, so didn't go for any fancy jump toward the fence. Didn't even try and go for the cinders jump. They took the safest means possible with that smoke down, not spotted. Exile will walk out from the underpass. Bits, grenades, gonna bounce and deflect correctly in the obtuse angle. How does that not do more damage? How does NAVI only get tickled for that? Must have had some sort of other texture that it got stuck behind, because that looked like it was going to be dead on.
Been saying that about nades for 6 years now. Some things never change.
Yep, that's true. It's a lot of things we've been saying. 128 tick matchmaking. You know.
Go through the whole list, Matt. Take it away.
Ah, jeez. I'll be here. Well, no, I'm sorry. I've got to cast a game right now. I don't have 4 hours to spend.
Oh, Electronic is going to be behind the smoke on a ramp. Gambit has come all the way back around. Good kill towards middle. That's the lurk. That's NAVI in underpass. But the smoke clears, and a 2-for-1 trade from the NAVI defense. And Electronic gonna turn his gaze towards Palace, and I think he's got to know where both of them are at this point.
Winter's waiting to try and look underneath, drops down, makes noise. Electronic forced from Firebox by way of flames, but they hadn't even hit the ground yet before his body, cold and dead, did at the hand of Inters. And he will try and elevate himself now at the edge of the deck. Oh, look at this flank, though. They're going back because the smokes were down. They didn't have the information. They even thought about trying to save on that. Perfecto and Bit capitalize on the opportunity to close the claws on Gambit. 3-1, and a good first gun round from NAVI.
Bitwatch, he's leading the way for Navi, 6-3 for the young man. Looking good early on in the early stages of this game. Round number 5 coming in. Still full investment from both squads. A lot of cash built up. Double up setup for the Navi side of things as well. Bit's gonna handle the second AWP duties. Simple has his as well towards the mid window.
Run boost.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. I take it back. They're going just for the pick on connector right now.
Well, even Bit's given up his angle into B tunnels. Once it was smoked off by Gambit, now he takes it over towards Catwalk. Still mid-control, still plenty of information that Electronic is able to gather, that nobody is in mid. There's no danger quite yet close to connector. And that gives Bit the courage to move into position. Now he can watch top mid while Electronic just has to jiggle towards underpass.
Bit with a good shot will take out NAVI. Perfecto again. Chask with B. Sight with Bit to hold off. AWP can't hit the first shot. Perfecto is already going to reposition. He does follow up, though, Bit. To find a second, Perfecto hits Hobbit Bomb, hits the deck, and the smoke's still in position. Means Perfecto can actually slide up toward the jail position more aggressively, and he'll see the gun barrel and pry it from Shiro's hands with a headshot delivered silently from the M4A1S. And as a result, we now have a one-round deficit only for NAVI as they want to tie this back up immediately.
Good round from Bit. Not only the 2 kills, one in mid, one at the B tunnels, he legs the third player. That Perfecto is able to clean up. That jumps over towards the van right there and makes it an easy job for Perfecto. That's a second round. 2 back-to-back rounds, Gambit run a 4-1 with the lurker in middle. Both times it was NAVI, and both times he was found before the execute began. And timeout called.
Yeah, the first tactical pause called from Gambit already. We saw them use 4 in the first half. I see, but they're already blurring together. I think that was in the group stages when they played. Or was that yesterday? I think that was in the group stages.
Say it again? Which one?
When Gambit used 4 timeouts in the first half.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't really recall.
Group
They all
stage,
played
I think,
together.
when they played.
Yeah. Well, they played. Oh, yeah. It was just one group stage game and then a playoff game. They played this map twice. Last time was in the playoffs. It was the overtime win for Gambit, 19-15.
Yes.
And then earlier on, it was a 16-13 win for NAVI. So this map has been about as close as you can get.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing is, too, that overtime win, I mean, NAVI could have been in this upper bracket final just as easily. I mean,
yeah.
And had that map advantage and now been in a situation where they're up 2-1. In terms of map played right now in this actual series, because again, it's a map in hand. It is a 1-1 scoreline between the two today in that sense, but Simple, meanwhile, will hold out toward middle. He does have a player down below him. That's Electronic. And he'll just walk back out toward mid. Meanwhile, B looks to be the point of contact and attack as Perfecto. I like this little angle. I like it indeed. They'll slow down if they don't run by quickly. He can line up shots, but they do. They bypass. They go, and Perfecto gets 1 at least for Bit. It's 2, but Simple's on the case, and Simple shuts it down as well. 3-3, and just like that, Navi back in control. No bomb plants. However, there is cash monies available to Gambit. No bomb plant in any of those 3 rounds, just to note. So good defense now that the guns have come up.
Yeah, some of those early engagements towards the B bomb site going the way of Navi, and that makes it really difficult for Gambit to secure the bomb site quickly before rotations get there, so not really having access. 3-3 going into round 7. good money on the Navi side of things. And this is going to look like some fast control. Run boost across mid. Electronics got it. Hobbit's going to come out late, but Simple's ready on catwalk. He made the jump, and he's got 2 kills. Oh, this round is all Navi. 4 kills quickly.
That is sick. You love to see Simple make that jump and actually hit it. That mechanic is so important. You get there so quickly rather than boosting up through the vents, rather than running through B to get to catwalk. It puts him on the inside of the smoke. And Bit is about to find Exile and get the kill as well. Exile can't hit a headshot that time. All 5 players go down. 4th round in a row that Navi win. And 4th round in a row with no bomb plant. In those rounds, we've had 4 players. So in the last 2 rounds, more importantly, we've only had 1 kill for Gambit. And before that, there was only 4 combined in the other 2. So 5 total in those rounds, to put it more clearly, Jason, which says a lot about the money.
Yeah, it certainly does. Back to pistols we go for Gambit. No utility, no armor either. They're going to try and stream out mid. They want this fight. They want to go for the drive-by. Ooh, Simple shoots at the jump, and he gets it. That's a quick flick up. That's a statement shot.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, it's done again. That's now 5 kills in 5 rounds for Gambit. Another solid shutout, and they are rich.
Real rich. Real rich, real early. Gambit's got their work cut out for him already. They've got to burn through $10,000 on Simple, $10,000 on Electronic as well. That's not where you want to be in the early stages of this opening half. 5 in a row for Navi. 5 very convincing wins. And Gambit's gone away from trying to take mid against that AWP. 3 players outside of the A bomb site, 2 ramp, 1 palace. Exile going to be the lurker coming through underpass, while Hobbit watches for any mid pushes.
Shots raining out. Bit backs off. Up on the catwalk as he throws the fadeaway jumper. Will not connect with Exile. So ladder instead. That will mean he can cover off the window from that position also, because no one, as you say, inside of middle. Electronic is able to swing from inside of the jungle, but Boomich will back off that CT spawn at ticket booth. Bomb's just waiting. Gambit need to plant this time. Some more of an execution likely about to be called as Hobbit waits as well, way over toward B. See if he can swing back. Exile started to clear mid. We'll make it a 3-1 take with Hobbit on the lurk. Boomich aware now as the Molotovs come in and clear out underneath. Exile, though, does get the entrance. Boomich back through, gets 1, but Nafany knows that he has to be behind the box and fires into it to get the kill in return. Where's Hobbit in all of this? Still at B, found by Simple. He was fully aware of the situation. 3-on-3, though. Bomb does go down. Simple has control of the catwalk. He's gone through window, in fact. So he wants to get that AWP ever so closer. As a very contentious battle inside of the smoke has Bit waiting it out, and Nafany's managed to slip in behind him. He's making so much noise. Surely Nafany gets at least this kill. And remember, Simple's to the right side. Bit's confused. Where did that possibly come from? Simple's gone to Inters, and all on to Perfecto, who gets erased by Shiro. Good recovery from Gambit.
Yeah, this time some success in middle when they're making those hits happen. Exile gets 1 frag on that lurk from underpass. And then obviously managing in the smoke and keeping control of connector for the retake after the fact in that 3v3. 5-4 lead for Navi. AWP in the hands of Simple. That round they're not able to deny any map control over to Gambit. That's awkward. No window smoke means Simple's Molotov prevents him from peeking the way he would seemingly like to. Waits for a flashbang from a teammate from the A-bomb site and gets the information necessary there. Look at the push down A-ramp already for Boomich. He's got control. He's got deep information as well. That's what's allowed Simple to cheat over to the B-bomb site and leave Electronic in position to watch both Top Con, Palace, and a window jump. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders, but he's got catwalk players in support.
Boomich. The smoke very deep toward A main. Now that's all good and well, but he's got to time this to underhand it and block off the arch and then fall back inside of the site, which he'll do now. But also be aware of the fact that Palace is still a possibility, and they're going to try and pinch him from that side with Inters ready to do so. The response for not only Boomich throwing that smoke, but to make sure that they have both angles covered off, is actually not to bring Electronic back through the connector. They've rotated Simple around to CT instead, as Electronic and Bit want to clear middle now. The fact is that Hobbit gets that kill. Blackcloud still taking this bomb back over toward B, and Bit might be in a position to cover this off, but they have got the rotations, so they're going to go for a full fake, and Axile should know now that he can go 4-on-2. How committed did the CTs become? Because right now they're still smoked off. They're not going to have a clue. I don't think they're close enough to realize this will be a B plant. And at this point, Winters just has to keep everyone on this side. Perfecto with the first kill. Oh. They're still going. All the utility toward A. They're going to realize it very shortly that there's nothing inside of that site. And I think Gambit has pulled exactly what they're named after. Because right now, Perfecto has no clue.
Yeah, not just the fake, but look at the positions of the Gambit players after the fact, too. When these two Navi players are trying to figure out where they want to rotate to get over to the B bomb site, an AWP and CT spawn, making sure they can't go market, and an aggressive push on Catwalk means they can't go that direction either. Even if they wanted to go for that, they would have been absolutely destroyed, and they were indeed just never actually moving towards the B bomb site. That's a very good round from Gambit. Top Flash and Boomich is blind, NAVI able to scale over to the top of the stairs, and we're all tied up, and now they're having some success, and now they're finding ways to grind and take away money. Navi spending a lot of cash deep into their pockets for this final buy before they would be relegated to a save.
So a couple of flashes thrown inside of the B apartments. Bit's going to rotate over. Perfecto wants to get a little more aggressive on this position, so he's pushing up right now with the M4. In fact, all the way up toward Kitchen as we look back at Simple inside of middle with the 8WP, and no one in front of him yet. Perfecto's going. He's way up there. I think he's made noise. Now, I think Axile might be ready for this because he took 2 or 3 running steps. So I think Axile, yeah, checks it. Doesn't even matter, though. Perfecto's got the kill. The follow-up is that NAVI's close. That smoke means that he's not going to have a gun in his hands, and NAVI is quick to know that. And at least gets the trade kill back to give them the position. Shiro's actually going to rotate the bomb back over toward B on that kill alone as well, because it looked like they could have done the reverse, right? The last round, Navi gets completely faked. They start to challenge B to get information early instead. They lose that. Bit's rotating back. You could think, okay, let's do this in reverse. Let's go back the other way. But Shiro's actually going to go with NAVI. So Hobbit and Inters at this point really need to convince the CTs otherwise, just as they did last time.
They have all the utility necessary for it. They have, 2 Molotovs, they have a smoke, they have flashbangs. There's one spot by the AWP. Inters is going to jump back. Now the question is, how committed do they want to be? Do they want to move out? Do they want to try and get a kill with this? Either way, they've given their team a 2 versus 1 at the B bomb site. Hobbit is keeping them pinned here. Bit is going to deliver, though. That's the bomb dropped up top. And that means NAVI has to go back for it. Now back out. 10 seconds on the clock. Even though he's got the kill, Navi has arrived and Simple has the shot. That's the round done. But it was close. They almost were able to pull it off.
That was the time for Bit watch, Jason, because he was the only one we needed to watch for that round. That one kill, even though he goes down to the nade, it was just enough to get Simple to rotate back around, and Gambit can't fake twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, screw you.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's a nice nade. Right off the AC unit. Here we go. All 5 players going to the bomb site. Oh, what? They might just go through this. Yeah, they might put the Molotov out right at the end. It's going to be a Palace attack. Boomich is up top. He slows it a little bit. Simple's now scoped in on the position, Molotoving him out, and Gambit's going to back away.
Hobbits will back off ever so slightly and join the rest of his team. A bit of a battered and bruised team as Exile's tagged onto 28. They'll swap guns around as a result of that, and NAVI now on the AK will head toward middle. Hobbit's actually going to go back, so no one wants to hang out with him. They're like, dude, look, I get it. We're trying to execute here. You've been lurking. Just get out of here. Go. Back over to Palace. Suggests to me, Jason, that this could be another A take by way of mid this time. Electronic sneaking out there, has not heard them yet, has no idea. Very tradable. Really scope though, surely. Maybe not, he had to, but Nafany gets the kill instead. They know Shiro's there because they scoped in middle, but Nafany with the AK gets both. Bit trying to run back out. He has to know the AWP is there, and instead he just runs to his death as he's on fire. He's got bleach in his eyes, and he's absolutely removed. Simple might be as well. He knows he's got a tag, but he can't get the final damage onto Hobbits, who only had 4 HP. And Gambit respond again to make it 6-6.
I would have liked for him to land that second shot and actually get the kill onto Hobbit, so he could have gone for that. I think he gets that second kill, and all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 2, and you know Simple's turned on and ready to go for it. Good stop from Boomich, and yeah, understandable why Gambit wanted to fall away. That slowed them down just enough to be real dangerous, but everything else from there was just perfect. They don't miss anything. They don't miss any details when they eventually commit to the attack. 1 kill in connector. They're already ready to peer towards catwalk for the guy coming behind. And back to pistols for Navi. Gambit's finally done it. Once they were rich, and Gambit's taken all of that away from him. At one point, it was Simple Electronic with like 11K. Slowly
they've Robin Hood.
Yeah.
They've stolen from the rich and given to the poor.
I'll take some.
Me too, me too. I'm down. Robin Hood Men in Tights. There's a good movie, Jason.
That is a good movie. Mel Brooks is the man. He only makes gold. That's all that matters.
Molotov inside of kitchen. We can see where the bomb sits. That's back at the stairs at middle, and Simple with the deagle inside of the site has Bit to play off of. He only has a USB. Simple with 1. Nearly went back out for more, but he thinks better of it. His toes were a little bit hot, I think. And he'll drop back down in the site with 45 HP left as Shiro gets through the connector already. Smoke it jungle, and he wants to hold off the murder hole, and that's exactly where he'll go. Oh my goodness! Didn't pre-scope it, he tried to wait. That's gonna give Simple an AWP, but he actually doesn't go for it just yet. Thinks there might be more there. Remember, there is still another smoke, so now he should be sure that he can get toward the sniper rifle. Exile, however, has gone towards CT. He gets electronic now. Bit getting him back. Now there's a gun on the stairs. 2 on 2?
No, take the op and run. Take the op and just get out.
Yeah, right. Simple doesn't want to switch over, doesn't want to switch guns because he still has the deagle. Op's not going to be used full now, and Bit's going to get it. Now they'll run with it. So Simple gave it a try, and Bit thankfully will bail them on the weapon, but hang on, Hobbit. Rotating around. Good read from Bit.
All right, so they still get the AWP. It all works out in the end. They do sacrifice a rifle for it. Perfecto's going to need a drop. And so will Electronic, actually. That second rifle could have been very useful. Still, Navi fighting pretty hard to stay in this game. It's been a good run from Gambit. 4 of the last 5 rounds in their favor. Bit watch, he's at 17, leading the way for Navi. Simple is next at 14.
Foolish. Yeah, that's a good first half from those two. Electronic only with 2, by the way. Yep, solid work. Nafany's on 12. He had a good series so far today. Bit going more than that, Jason. First half this time. Man, oh man, I'm impressed. You called it right. This kid is on fire. 18 kills. Does he hit 42?
Nah, yeah. Would have to be one hell of a second half, wouldn't it? We do call him a second half player, for good reason.
Shot back from Nafany. Electronics, the one to go down. So Gambit with a 1-man advantage again. To start it off, they'll double that up. Make it a 2-man advantage as Nafany gets Perfecto. And Simple push forward at A main is not in the right spot, unfortunately. Double op setup to hold off a 1 versus 4. My God, it would be amazing to watch an op clutch in this situation, but unfortunately, Bit has it all to do as they start to split from both mid and catwalk, and him playing on the quad itself means he's gonna have pressure from both sides, but a good early shot. Getting down Nafany, that'll buy some space. Simple still hasn't rotated, he will now, because he's got the call. In fact, I don't think he will at all. Unless Bit finds this next kill, then Simple might consider trying to help him out. Otherwise, that AWP is gonna be too valuable. He's bought more time and space with the smoke going down. Palm not yet planted. He's gonna peek back out as well. Inters is gone. Simple's on the way. Bit has done a phenomenal job to keep this round close. It's 17 seconds as well. That bomb's on the deck. Hobbit has to get the kill, and immediately they have to go for the plant. Smoke out. Simple's gonna jump in. They want to get the kill. They don't want to hold it. Hobbit's not gonna allow it. Simple's gone in the window.
Oh man, actually the successive Bit actually baited Simple into coming over and actually working for that. He gets legged on the cross by Mark, and I think that throws off his rhythm. But still, it causes both those AWPs to be taken away, where I think Simple was definitely going to be saving one. Fair play. Bit pulls him back, and it's a good opportunity. It's a good shot at the retake. Just doesn't pan out. And now it's nightmare stuff. Now it's nightmare fuel. SMG on Electronic. FAMAS on Bit. Upgraded pistols on the other three as NAVI fight for the last round of the half.
Bit waits with the FAMAS. Flames inside of the hallway. Just gonna sit inside of the window with this Deagle, waiting for a bit more information as we do the same. But we do know one thing, Jason. The bomb and 3 teammates all heading toward the B side of the map. As Bit gets Nafny down, that'll be the signal to go. 42 seconds. They still want to get inside of the site early, and Bit's trying to elevate himself back up on top of the van as Simple runs from checkers to cat. Tries to give himself an off angle that they think was already cleared, and as he gets there, tries to shoot backwards toward the windows where Exile's on the other side, nearly caught out, does peek in, runs out of ammo on the AK, and somehow Simple survives. And he does still have the Deagle in his hands, which means even though, yes, he's on 19, it can still be punishing if he's able to get the right lineup, as Boomwich will take out Inters. It's just Shiro and Exile remaining, and NAVI trying to make this an 8-7 half, and they'll do so with lesser weapons. Split straight down the middle.
That's pretty darn good. They're able to grab that last one. Well done from NAVI. That's actually a good half from both teams. Both teams had to fight back and forth for some of that control, and NAVI able to grab 2 towards the end. Otherwise, it was a great run for Gambit to close out the half. 5 of the last 7 in their favor. But now they get to switch over to the defensive side of things. Keep in mind, if Gambit win this map, they win the entire RMR. They get the lion's share of the RMR points. Up 2-1 in the best of 5 series at the moment. Little bit of a tech pause at halftime. Bit has 23 kills, Matt.
Yeah, that's pretty foolish.
Yeah, throughout the half. And it just kept going up and up, that scoreline. Simple's at 14.
Technical pause as we'll wait for things to get set. So yeah, 23. Simple did have 27 at halftime earlier when he hit 42, Jason. So he's not quite on the same pace, but the game's not on quite the same pace as this one's very even. In fact, Gambit's still in the lead. And having won the first pistol, we'll see if somehow they can replicate that here in the second half. They need more from everyone. Electronic's going to have to show up in this second half as well for NAVI. As it is the potential series deciding map, championship deciding match. As yes, as much as we say the RMR is the contextual sort of qualifier for the major this time around, then it's still a championship in its own right. $100,000 prize pool, I believe, just for this event. So there's a bit on the line in that regard as well, Jason.
A bit of cash money up in there.
And if they don't want it, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is $100,000. You are correct. All right, players are ready. They want to get back into this one. Freeze time gonna start trickling down any second. If they were to force this into a final map in the best of 5 series, that map, it would be on Inferno. It'd be on the best conclusion map that we have, but we're back into it. Observer TV bringing us into T-Spawn for this second half pistol round as Gambit try and salvage this map and force us into a final confrontation.
Hobbit with the pistol. Looking toward the A main position. Bit's the one on the other side of it. Perfecto also working in underneath. Is that ET? ET phone home. Let's see if he gets anyone on the line this time with that Glock as Boomich comes around again as well. Shots from Hobbit. No one on the other side of them, but it's already through the connector, already through the smoke. Perfecto's on the stairs.
Yeah.
So far, Shiro's not moved up to peek that.
I feel like there really hasn't even been a bullet fired at anyone in particular until just now. They just waltz right into the bomb site.
I play that retake, but it's going to be very difficult at this point. They do have the kit still for NAVI. It's looking a little better now as Exile's able to get one. Boomich inside connector catches off Exile. Shiro gets the shot in return, but it's all on him. That kit is down just outside of the sights. Shiro's with a one-on-one. Looks at Sandwich. 3 kills already. Needs a 4th. Bit's got it instead, and NAVI will tie things on 8 and take the second pistol.
Yeah, he needed a headshot. He could not settle down that P2K. A close affair, though. That retake almost happens. NAVI just barely winning it out. It's Bit again to deliver some good stuff for NAVI. That's Bit's only kill of the round, but it's an all-important one. Here we go, round number 17. NAVI has struggled to win second rounds after winning the pistol in this series today against Gambit. We'll see if those woes continue to plague them. 4 players for NAVI in the B halls. Boomich just in middle, tossing some utility. They're not going to slow down. They're going to go right for it. Molotov in. Inters knows what's coming.
Back towards sights. Trying to get the Deagles in position. Inter's still behind the smoke. Electronic is able to get Exile down. He got one to start it off, so a good defensive effort so far. Bomb's not yet planted, and things are looking a little bit chaotic. In fact, the Bomb's going to battle as Bit runs forward and tries to spray in with the SMG. Bomb's going to go down behind the van, but they've got the time and space, and everything relaxes for the moment as Hobbit tries to get in position with that Deagle. They want to plant it. Well, they think this is checkers. Okay, Simple's not back. I think Hobbit's about to be found and removed. NAVI will go up 9-8.
Yeah, but that was close. That was real close. They almost held him out just long enough to make that work. Maybe not enough kills, and nicely done from NAVI to find eventually that van player. Simple is able to grab that one. Yeah, this was taking a lot of time and a lot of resources and a lot of attention. 9-8, NAVI with a 1-round lead. They convert the second, and that should give them an easier one in the third. Gambit can't invest in armor.
Molotov's down inside a connector as Boomich will cross over. Actually tries to see inside of the site. Hobbit way back at CT stairs. This should be double digits for NAVI. A great position right now on Mirage. As you say, this map's gone pretty much every round between them this weekend. Bit, my dear, pull your gun back out.
Well, Simple handling things in connector. Yeah, Bit with a couple kills. Nice and easy. All according to plan. It's going to be 10-8 as Hobbit, the last one left with 6 HP. Does have absolutely nothing to play with. And NAVI's coming right for him.
It's gonna be
Look
rough.
at that cheeky little smile. That's the smile of a man who's going to get one more kill for no reason.
Okay.
Right, maybe not.
Yeah, good read. Great people person, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, immediately then we'll get into the gun rounds. And like I say, NAVI in a great position, 10-8 at this point. Steal away Mirage. Pretty impressive. Inferno, the decider, chance to win. I mean, every chance for NAVI to still win this, despite that it would be a 3-1 scoreline in playing maps if they do. That's the other odd part about this, is that NAVI actually could essentially go 2-1 right now in this series in terms of played maps, but yet it's not a best of 3, and this time they won't win it. They still have to decide it, as NAFNI's going to go up toward middle. Oh, down. down. He didn't want to be in the gap when they came around the corner, but he knows that Molotovs and the utility's thrown, and he's now realized and heard that they've left the top of middle, so this should be more compelling for the A players to ready themselves. In fact, they're going to rotate it off of B already. Exile taken out at mid. It's a tough call. They could go either direction. NAVI needs to be aware they're not, or at least gamble that they're not gone back down the apartment hallway. He didn't hear them go that way, so he'll stick to his nerve, and he's found the bomb. As Simple goes down, but he can't stick around to hold that. Knows there's at least one more toward the B side as well, because it was Bit that found the kill, and he's not sure where he's gone. A standoff at a good position from NAVI again to hold the position at the top side of the map, and they'll rotate back his direction. He needs to be careful not to get caught out. It will at least buy time. 45 seconds going to be on the clock, and the bomb nowhere near a bomb site as of yet.
Look at Inters, though. Inters has jumped out of window to underpass to actually help his teammate, because you're exactly right. He could be coming back. Ooh, big fight. NAVI can't win it. That might put Inters into play, depending on where they go. Back to the A bomb site. NAVI is adjusting. 26 seconds. They're sprinting. This is going to come down to time. Hobbit is here. Shiro is here. And they've got a little bit of utility. Inters can be there fast. They can slow this down.
Slowing it down is what they need to do. 13 seconds now. Need to be on the bomb plant in the next 6. As we hit 10, and they're on it. Shiro going up over top of the stairs. They'll get the bomb down just barely, but a spray back through, and Shiro goes to work and finds all 3 of the remaining players in the site. And we have a 10-9 scoreline. Losing the player in middle, as good a work as NAVI was doing at the top, meant that they had both sides of the map still open.
That's one of those rounds, I don't know, it's hard to be too critical, but it feels like NAVI might have outcalled themselves coming back to the A bomb site. If they start getting that plant, like you said, with 9 seconds left, but because they're in such a rush, they have to throw so many people into the bomb site, into the dangerous area, because you know Gambit's going to fight to stop that plant, and it puts you in really exposed positions. Gambit able to pull the rug out from beneath NAVI in the round. 10-9 as Gambit start coming back into this game, close the gap to just 1.
Shiro smoked down inside of middle in the catwalk position, but not in front of him in the window. Boomich, this is typically the play. Okay. That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say he gets to boxes, then throws the smoke, but he throws it at catwalk this time. And that's because it's a fast B hit. NAVI flooding in the site already, and Inter's overwhelmed. Exile tries to turn back around, and he is removed. 1-for-1 trade, and that occasion leaves us still 1 better on the Gambit side. And I think they're going to save already, so great response from NAVI. They don't want to take the foot off the gas pedal. They don't want to let Gambit build back into this half.
Makes sense, too. Yeah, you certainly don't want them to get any kind of momentum and build up any kind of cash. That's a good win. It's a nice save as well for Gambit, though. Going to be able to buy in the next round around these weapons. Nice clean take of the B bomb site, and NAVI is up to 11. Gambit yet to hit double digits. Crazy to think that these two teams have played each other on this map 3 times in the same tournament, all within the span of like 5 days.
No, I wouldn't even say 5 days. I think it was 4. Thursday,
yeah,
Saturday, now, yeah, 4 days.
Right. 4 days. That's tough. I'm not even really sure how you prepare for something like that.
This is why we just need an 11 map pool, Jason.
Yeah. That'd be weird.
You're right, 15.
Yeah, much better. Ooh, Navi's picking up the pace a little bit these past few rounds. Boomich is already at the base of Connector, and it looks like Navi's actually ready to already bust out a Palace as well. Electronic and Perfecto there. NAVI hears that jump up into window room. Surely he knows this. That's the Dark player out in the open. Hobbit wins it. And now they're going to try and crunch his position. They finally take care of him. Electronic with the pre-fire. Oh, and what a battle. Spinning around. No utility in place. This is scrappy. And Electronic's got a triple.
Triple to work with. Electronic make it a quad. Can he get the ace? Inter's the last alive. We said Electronic was going to be a factor for NAVI. He's waking up. In fact, he's up to 10 kills. And he's going to swing around. Gets the ace as well. All 5 down. And it's a 3-round lead for NAVI. Are we getting closer to Inferno? A deadly hot showdown between the two.
Yeah, we definitely are getting closer to it. We'll see if NAVI can complete it. This is...
Nagasaki?
Yeah, I was going somewhere with that. That's a great round from Electronic. They're trying to take advantage of Hobbit out in the open and damaged as well, so a little bit lackluster on utility usage, but the reward outweighed the risk, at least that time. Mid control for NAVI, again, faster pace, again. Same, similar kind of thing, except towards the B-bomb site, and they'd spotted NAVI early on. This time, it's going to be a split towards B, and that defender's already gone, so Exile shifts over, but he's really the only one here.
Really is. Hobbit's been quiet in this series, only 8 kills so far. Shiro getting one back on Electronic as up to 16, but he's removed by Bit. Hobbit in a 1-on-3 with just the Deagle. 13-9 looking very likely for NAVI again. 15 series in a row that Gambit have not dropped. A map in hand coming into the best of 5, and we're looking to be tied at 2. If this continues, 3 rounds to go for NAVI. Imagine it, the one series that you have the advantage in, Jason, by default of winning the upper bracket final, and it's the one that you drop. It's not exactly what I would have expected.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one to swallow, wouldn't it? We'll see if Gambit can bring it back. It's still within striking distance, still within reach. Especially next round when they have all the money to get the guns in their hands. That'll be huge.
So bomb detonates, and we arrive at lucky number 13 for NAVI. Omich once again left in the dark.
The last time Gambit dropped,
do you think that's like...
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you think his hair's turned blonde just from like all the UV rays from his monitor?
That's very possible. I imagine there's some science behind that.
I was thinking that.
The last time Gambit won, or excuse me, the last time Gambit lost 3 maps in a row was to NAVI.
That is true. DreamHack Masters final.
Yeah, the spring final. That's back when Train was still in the map pool. They lost on its replacement today. So not an easy task that NAVI was facing coming into this grand final, especially after dropping Ancient. But they're making good work of it now. Bouncing back from a tough loss earlier today against Spirit on Dust 2 to take that map against Gambit. And now having an incredible performance from Bit. This has got to be one of the best performances of his career. 29-14 against the best team in the world in the grand final to keep his team alive. He's got a bit more to do. We're not done yet. Simple. Gonna get run. Oh, no, he's gonna do the run boosting. There's Boomich launched into the open.
Boomich with a couple of quick shots. Back down inside of the smoke. As the Molotov came back that direction, he extinguishes it and holds his nerve, holds the angle, and holds up the prize of Exile's head. Bit gruesome, but bear with me on that one.
I like it. It's imagery. You're painting a picture.
Exactly. It's gladiatorial. We're back in the arena. NAVI will hold inside a connector. Smokes to go down behind him, and Gambit desperately need this round to make a game of this to try and close this out. NAVI very smartly fades back in the smoke and does not overstay his welcome, having already gotten Boomich. Knows they need to stabilize this situation. An exchange, a flurry of kills without information and time to rotate would be as detrimental as not getting the kill at all in the first place. He avoids the flash, stays on the smoke, nearly finds another. NAVI's playing so well, but Hobbit needs to step up now as they come through connector, and he is holding A alone. Wait for the rotation, and look at the lurk. Electronic is the one that's over toward B. Alm could still get there as well. They have access to Catwalk, Jason.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. These con players are in such a weird position. This is such a hard spot to just hold and wait for Electronic to do something for you. Oh, Shiro's pinned down by the flames. There's Hobbit, the insurance policy on A-ramp, but he knows Simple's got the op. He doesn't want to peek. 15 seconds as the bomb gets planted, and it's a 2-on-3.
That nade did so much damage. Hobbit's gonna get the assist on the Perfecto, and now they know where Simple is. Hobbit steps up and shines to hold the A. As you say, the insurance policy, he did concede the bomb plant, but at this point, they need the rounds. That's all that matters. So a little bit of experience for Hobbit, as now it'll be 13-10.
And again, 3 players survive, so the money grows. Gambit's got nothing in the bank. They're gonna have to drop some weapons over. It's still not gonna be pretty after this round, but at least they've got something there. Just 3 rounds away This is so tough. I'm amazed that Navi was able to just chill. Simple and Perfecto in connector, waiting for Electronic to make his play. Unsure of whether they were going to end up falling back or moving forward, and that could have stalled out the round. AWP in the hands of Simple, AWP in the hands of Shiro as well.
So Simple toward the A cave with the AWP, looking for anyone that's going to cross over toward the stairs. He might get that wish, although no, CT smokes down there in that position instead. Meanwhile, you guys have been watching a battle at mid, and it's Bit that comes out on top. Boomich wants to get flashed into the window, and Axile, waiting for that, sprays perfectly to get the kill. Shiro's extremely low, and currently he's trying to watch over toward the Palace position, but he'll get caught out by Bit. Simple's got Hobbit up close, and it's Navi that suddenly want to strike back again. Shot from Axile. He's only able to get one. Enters in a 1-on-3. Navi back just like that. Crack this wide open.
This pace that they've brought out, earlier on in this half they had it, and obviously they've come right back to it as well. This fast-paced mid-control is being so effective. Obviously, it helps when Bit is there, getting a double kill. 31 kills and 15 deaths for Bit. But also, Boomich pressuring towards window. You're taking so much attention away from where the main hit is coming. And even Shiro, you could see pinned down, his AWP zoned in on Palace, but he's at top connector with no support, with nothing guarding him. Navi up to 14. Man,
Yeah, 2 to go.
That money that Gambit built up, though, it's not great. Shiro's going to have it up. Again, you have to imagine he's definitely going to go for it. So they've saved just enough in that victory to have a second buy here. But this is it. They're out of cash after this one. If they can't win it, they're pretty much done for. Or at least in a desperate scenario.
Simple. Bottom mid is occupied by Nap, and he needs to find this kill for his team. Axile, though, gets one Nap, and he's brought back out. Simple did get the response, but he went down. That's how quick the exchange was, how quick the trigger was pulled on either side, and a fraction of a second means that it's still one man dead on the Gambit side of the map, and Perfecto wants to take advantage of all the chaos inside him. He misses the jump to get over on top of the stairs. Hobbit's gonna pop out for the firebox. Not quite good enough, though. As Electronics left alive, he couldn't hit the shot, and then went down immediately to Boomich, who peeked out afterwards. T's are gonna back off on this 1:10. There's so much time, and at 2-on-2, they can open up this map.
Yeah, they can. I'm wondering when Gambit is going to realize what is happening. There's nothing at the A bomb site. Just now, Shiro's turned to look towards top mid, but I think he's going to be late for information. And Boomich has already found his way into the bomb site. Bomb is going to trail up behind him, and still Gambit is focused on A and mid. And now Gambit's going to have a decision to make. Do they actually hang their hat on this 2v2? Do they go for the retake and potentially lose these weapons? 2 flashbangs and no kit. I think you've got to at least let Shiro investigate.
Oh, I think you have to. The AWP hits the shot, but not the kill. Knows he's hit him. Goes to the pistol. Electronic stays at the van. This is going to be the call. This is going to be the encouragement as Inters wants to walk back in, but Boomich up close inside checker. He's going to get checked, but not with enough consideration, and the AWP is all that's saved. NAVI are going to take a 2-1 map lead, but a 2-2 series tie, and Inferno the decider in this RMR. This is impressive stuff from Navi. You're right, the pace is just so different. They don't want to give Gambit any time today.
Yeah, this is nice from Navi. Really, really good stuff. 15-10. Navi with 5 chances to close this out.
Well, Gambit to try and force this map a little longer as best they can, but it's the AWP and a force around it. No timeout called. We're going to get straight into it. They know the situation. And no kits. Jason, none.
Yep. No money for him. Priorities elsewhere. This time it's a bit slower from Navi. They boost Simple up to try and get a pick along the wall at A. Mid-control for Gambit. They wanted to stop any kind of fast play that Navi's been so successful with, but this time it's not called. It's a way more slow and calculated take of mid. Smoke is going to head towards top con.
Perfecto waiting it out with the AK in hand just to make sure that no one's going to drop down. NAVI will hold it. As he knows Exile's up above. He's made noise. Shiro's got the first shot. That AWP coming back around as well as NAVI now getting Perfecto. He's going to give them a chance. And this Boomage caught on. I'm surprised by that. I thought for sure that information was relayed as we already saw Perfecto trying to find Exile, but obviously they didn't confirm that he was there. Simple all the way back this time is probably going to just let time expire. There's enough money for another buy on Navi's side, but you don't want to start breaking the economy down if you don't have to. You've got, like you said, Jason, 5 map points.
Yeah.
You can afford to let one go.
Yeah, you'd like to avoid any kind of saves or any kind of, half buys at this juncture, if you can. Obviously, it would be nice. The tantalizing prospect is putting pressure on economically on Gambit, maybe putting them into a situation where they can't afford to fight with an AWP, but you're right. It's not worth the risk of the weapons they have in hand. So 15-11, Gambit fight back. This second half has been brutal. 3 rounds won for NAVI, and then a single round won by Gambit. 3 rounds won by NAVI, and then a single round win by Gambit. They haven't been able to get 2 together. They've been able to string them consecutively. So never being able to build any momentum in the second half. 3 individual rounds spread out throughout everything played. Round 27 starting now.
Smoke goes deep and bit. I'm sure no one's going to push in on the backside of it. Have to get back-to-back rounds now, Jason, if they want any chance of this going deeper. It went overtime last time they played on this map just a day ago. Electronic and Simple inside a Palace with Perfecto still waiting at A main, and Bomb is waiting on the catwalk position towards Palace, the cat and T-spawn, that is, not the one in mid. Hobbit's up close as well. He's still above. Needs to be very careful now. He'll get his position set and ready. Meanwhile, Bit in middle. It's the smoke out. One inside of the window as well. Needs to cover off Exile, but he's forward of that. Forward of that indeed. And down goes Bit with a good headshot from the AK. One of the ones carried over from the last round. One of 3 of them is Boomage's flash. Hobbit hits that shot. Simple gets Shiro. And Electronic manages to get in. Hobbit's in panic. Hobbit's in panic and Hobbit's in the grave. Simple's got 2 and suddenly it's a grave deficit as Simple goes forward to find Exile. And Inters, I think, is about to find that as hot as the flames are in front of him, Inferno is still just around the corner as he works his way around and realizes this is done. Bomb planting.
Yeah.
It's a formality at this point to finish it out, Jason.
It really is. Shout out to Bit. What an incredible map at him. Actually, I'm not even sure what he ended on, 30-something. But it was Simple who closed it out. Bit got them all the way down there. And Simple in that final round pulls them across the finish line. 3 spectacular shots with the AWP. That's fantastic. That is really good stuff from Navi. Incredible to see them win 2 in a row and now bring us to the final map. This is an intense series.
Yeah, it looks like even Leonardo DiCaprio was impressed with that one in the crowd just there, Jason. But this, I mean, you can't win a best of 3. It's 15 series in a row for Gambit. Navi's lost the last 3 head-to-head, and now technically they've won a best of 3 in the server, but it's a 2-2 scoreline as we look at our winners. Congratulations to each of the people shown down below. Yeah, I think even the Luxar girl's very surprised by that, Jason.
Yeah.
As, she can't believe she's won a Bullet Rain factory, or field tested, I think it was. That said, guys, James, Vendetta, Thorin, this is going the distance.